A website versus a full digital marketing funnel for local businesses. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You paid for a website, you're happy with it, it's a good looking site, but you're really not sure if it's actually adding to your business's bottom line. This is a very common problem. I speak to a ton of clients and potential clients. A lot of times it was years ago that they got a website upgrade, but they're not sure if that site means they're using the internet as efficiently and as proactively as they should to help their business, which was the whole purpose of the website in the first place. Does this sound familiar to you? If so, in this short video, I'm going to cover two major reasons why your website isn't enough to fully make use of digital marketing to really help your business. I'm Tom from Working Funnel LLC. Let's get going. The first major part of your internet marketing the website alone doesn't address is discovery, customer acquisition, discovery with a capital D. That's the top of your digital funnel. Let's review. Your website really is the middle of your funnel. It's a place you certainly would like people to arrive at, to learn about your business, maybe to clarify in their own mind exactly what they need from you, what particular service. The longer they spend on your site, the more your business becomes intertwined in their mind with the solution. But that begs the question, how do you get them to your site in the first place? To the top of the funnel. Lead generation for local businesses boils down to ranking well at the top of the first page of Google in three channels. The ads at the very top, the map pack or local pack or 3-pack established by your Google My Business presence, and it's connected to Google Maps. That's directly below the ads. And then the organic listings below the map pack. One experience on the first page of Google, but three distinct channels, three different challenges for us as marketers. But if we can really do well in all three channels, then we've done most of the work for discovery for our business. Now, the site you were delivered from a web design company, they may have said that it was SEO'd or it was SEO ready or something. The main issue with that is a lot of search engine optimization doesn't actually happen until your own unique content is put on the website. The framework of the website needs to be SEO friendly, needs to communicate very clearly with search engines like Google as to what the site is about, but also the content itself needs to be SEO'd. So there's a good chance if you were told by the web designer that SEO was handled, well, you may have a good SEO foundation, but it's not finished. And the reason I'm saying this is because the three channels I just referred to at the top of Google, one of those, the organic channel, does require good SEO. We love SEO traffic. It tends to convert well, it's free, and it's super targeted as well. But unfortunately for discovery, the SEO aspect of your website is not yet done until you've got some content on it and it's properly SEO. So that's the first issue that we really can't expect a website alone to handle, discovery. So what's the second way that your website needs help to serve your business as efficiently as possible? Did you know that somewhere between 92 and 99% of people who visit your website will never come back? Some people may call you on the first visit to your website. Of course, we love that. But for the folks who do not, it's very important that that's not the end of the conversation. That's actually the beginning of a conversation that we can continue if we take the following steps. This is all about getting back in front of that roughly 95% of people who may not yet have solved their problem, but have left our site and may never ever come back. The first way to do this is to put email collector boxes on each page of your site and offer the site visitor something of value in exchange for their email. What I usually use for clients is a short, say, 5-question FAQ. The most common questions a given client is normally asked. Very short, but make sure it's helpful to the person who leaves their email. Once we have their email address, we set up an email sequence, an automated series of emails. The idea is that if a website visitor simply wasn't ready to take an action and become a lead and set up an appointment with us yet, this is a way to get back in front of them periodically so that when they are ready to make a decision, or at least talk to us, we're top of mind. It's more likely that they'll think of your business. Now, how many emails should be in this sequence? It really depends on your business. If you're a plumber, chances are people call you when they have a problem you're going to fix, in a few days or a week or so. This might mean you have a real short sequence, and it might be a good idea to drip out one email a day, maybe for 4 or 5 days. On the other hand, if you did, say, bathroom renovations that tend to have a long lead time, this tactic is especially valuable to you because it tends to take people months to actually make a decision. That may mean that you have 10 or 15 or even more short emails that you drip out maybe once a week. And what should the content of these emails be? It's okay if these are real short emails. The priority is to have them be valuable to the recipient so that they're more likely to open the next one as well, okay? So you could extend the FAQ idea. Testimonials work very well in emails like this. Make it a small case study. Just a couple sentences from your happy client, maybe their first name and the suburb of your city, and a brief description of what service you performed for them. Mix that in with FAQs, general education. That should be able to keep you going for 10 or 15 emails. If what you do is well summed up in photos or even video, by all means include those in this email sequence. So you can see that even though the website was central to setting up this email conversation that we're now having, we've gone so far beyond that, haven't we? And you can see how effective it could be. If in a month's time they're finally ready to take action and start calling companies, how likely is it going to be at that time that you're one of the companies that they will call for a bid or a consultation? So the second way that we essentially use the website as a foundation to continue the conversation is called retargeting. I'm a big fan of Facebook retargeting, and I'll tell you why. Even though they may not have their problem or their need top of mind as they're just sort of, scrolling their news feed, to gently get back in front of them, maybe a few times a week, maybe once a day if it's appropriate for your business, is a very effective way to give them a small nudge, an unobtrusive little reminder that, hey, maybe you haven't yet solved your problem. Here's another reason why you might want to consider our business to help you solve it. So maybe you've heard of retargeting, maybe you haven't, but how is it accomplished? We simply install a snippet of code called a pixel on the back end of the website. When people visit the site or even specific pages of the site, they trigger that pixel and the data is stored within Facebook. The data is anonymized. All we really need is to use Facebook as a tool to get back in front of anyone who triggered the pixel, okay? But there's one very important bit of information that we will have about them, even though they are anonymized. If you offer several different services or products represented by different pages on your website, we'll know what page or pages they visited and by extension what need they had, what brought them to your site. So in our Facebook retargeting campaign, we can address that need or problem specifically. Do you see how much more efficient that is than just putting an ad for you as a plumber or a bathroom renovator into Facebook? It speaks directly to their need, and that's how you target in your marketing. So I've quickly covered 2 different ways that we essentially help the website be what it should be, which is an efficient mid-funnel tool. Discovery and a bit of the nuts and bolts of re-engagement through email and retargeting. And here's a little pro tip. Do you see how these mid-funnel sort of amplifiers actually make better use of the top of funnel expenses that we incurred to get people to the site in the first place? Good retargeting will enable you to capture a whole lot more people that, again, would have been probably just gone forever. These mid-funnel amplification strategies are a way to essentially lower our cost per lead, because whatever fraction of people you have currently setting up an appointment, continuing the conversation is bound to increase that number, so your cost per lead obviously goes down. So I hope you can see why helping your website at the top of the funnel with a defined, effective strategy for all 3 channels of Google's first page, in addition to powerful mid-funnel strategies, and there are others, by the way, but you're essentially moving from a website to a real, conversion machine. The other thing is these additional tactics I have mentioned are largely automated. You set them up and they work in the background to do their thing without a big time commitment from you or your staff. And just a quick plug for the Working Funnel. The Working Funnel is an end-to-end, done-for-you digital marketing upgrade for local businesses that basically fills out your entire funnel. Our clients are interested in knowing they're fully using the internet to benefit their business. And I'll tell you, if you're sitting there thinking that your competition locally has their digital marketing dialed in, I can tell you from experience, your local competition, even the the industry leaders that may have been around for 20 or 30 years, they have huge holes in their marketing. So again, this is Tom from Working Funnel LLC. Go ahead and subscribe if you have found me on YouTube, or follow me on LinkedIn. And please, if you have any questions at all, do ask, okay? Thanks a lot again for watching.